It's okay to feel unsure. It's okay to be in the middle of something painful and not know where it's taking you. Right now, you might feel like you should be further along, or that you're doing something wrong because your healing doesn't look like someone else's. But I want to gently remind you, there is no one right way to heal. Healing is not a line that everyone walks in the same direction. It's more like a dance between your heart and your soul, between what has hurt you and what longs to be free. And in this dance, you get to move at your own rhythm. You don't have to rush. You don't have to impress. You only need to listen to yourself. Sometimes the world tries to define what healing should be. It wraps it in neat little words and steps and expects you to follow. You're told to be strong, to get over it, to smile again quickly. But that's not how true healing works. True healing is soft. It's quiet. It's sacred. It doesn't always make sense to others, and that's perfectly all right. Healing may take time. It may ask you to sit with the same feeling again and again, not because you are failing, but because you are finally learning how to let go with love. It may ask you to cry, to rest, to be still. And none of that makes you weak. It makes you human. It makes you whole. In this space of your life, it's important to be kind to yourself. Let your inner voice speak gently. If it has learned to be harsh, remind it that it's safe to soften. Speak to yourself like you would speak to someone you deeply care about. Healing is not something you earn. It's something you allow. You allow yourself to rest. You allow your heart to be heard. You allow the truth of what you feel to rise without shame. That's where the magic begins. When you stop fighting where you are and instead offer yourself the kindness you've been waiting for. You don't have to explain your healing to anyone. You don't owe anyone your story or your timeline. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are walking through a sacred unfolding, and it's unique to you. Just as no two flowers bloom the same way, no two people heal the same way. You might feel strong today and tearful tomorrow. That doesn't mean you're going backwards. That means you're healing. Let every emotion be your teacher. Let every step forward and every pause along the way be part of your return to wholeness. When you feel tired or unsure, place your hand on your heart and breathe. Tell yourself, I am doing the best I can, and that is enough. These simple words can soothe even the deepest ache. Healing doesn't need big, fancy solutions. Often it just needs truth and tenderness. It needs a safe space within you that says, you are welcome here, exactly as you are. So many people carry hidden wounds because they believe they must show only strength. But healing asks you to be real, not perfect. It invites you to be honest, to sit with your sorrow, to learn from your pain, and then to choose love again and again. You can't force healing, but you can make room for it. You can clear a little space in your heart each day for hope to enter, for peace to whisper, for self-forgiveness to rise. There's a voice within you that already knows how to heal. It's gentle. It's wise. It knows you don't need to be fixed. You only need to be supported. It knows that your tears are not signs of weakness. They are water for the seeds of growth you are planting. Your healing doesn't need to be bold to be real. It just needs to be yours. Quiet, sacred, steady. Let today be a soft beginning, not the kind where everything changes in one moment, but the kind where your heart begins to feel safe again, where you look at yourself not with judgment, but with awe. You've come through so much. You're still standing. You're still opening. That is something to honor. And if today feels heavy, take one small loving action. Breathe deeply, speak kindly, rest without guilt. Healing isn't a race. It's a reunion with your truest self, your deepest peace, your divine wholeness. Let your healing take whatever shape it needs. There is no one else in this world who can walk your path. There is no one else who gets to define what healing looks like for you. You may have seen healing portrayed as something dramatic or fast, like a bright light washing over everything, making it better in an instant. But more often, healing is slow and subtle. It's found in the quiet morning when you open your eyes and feel just a little lighter. It's found in the afternoon where you notice a smile, a breath, a sense of calm you didn't have before. These are the moments that matter. These are the victories, not because anyone else can see them, but because they are real for you. When others try to offer opinions about your journey, bless them and let their words float by like clouds. Your healing is not for them to understand. It is for you to live. And it's okay if they don't get it. You don't need their permission to be soft, to slow down, or to take your time. You are allowed to listen to your own soul's rhythm. You are allowed to build a life where your inner peace is more important than outer approval. The world may not celebrate the quiet kind of healing, but your spirit does. Your body does. Your heart does. Every act of self-love, no matter how small, sends a message to your cells. You are safe now. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to feel joy again. Healing isn't always loud. Sometimes it's as simple as choosing to believe that you are worth showing up for. Let this be your gentle reminder. No matter where you are, no matter how messy or incomplete it feels, you are healing. You are doing the deep and beautiful work of returning to yourself, and that in itself is a miracle. Let your path be yours. Let your heart lead, and let the world say what it may. You get to decide what healing means for you, and that decision, made from love, is enough. There is a quiet wisdom that lives within, waiting to be trusted. It speaks not with fear or urgency, but with a steady, loving calm. When life feels noisy, when the world outside offers too many opinions, this inner voice becomes our guide. But so often it's drowned out, not because it isn't strong, but because we've been taught to doubt it. We've been taught to look outside for answers, to measure our healing against someone else's pace, to listen to loud voices and ignore our own gentle knowing. Yet deep down, there is a part of us that has always known the way home. Listening to this wisdom isn't about effort. It's about stillness. It's about learning to pause, to breathe, and to ask softly, what do I need right now? The answer may not come in words. It may come in a feeling, a sigh, a softening, a sense of peace. That is your healing speaking. The body carries its own language, and when we slow down, we begin to understand it. A tight chest might say, there's something I've been holding in. A tired mind might whisper, please rest. A quiet joy might say, this is what it feels like to return to yourself. So often we think healing is about doing, fixing, solving, figuring it all out. But the deeper kind of healing is about listening. It is about being with what is, letting the feelings come, letting the silence teach, trusting that we don't need to rush past discomfort to be okay. When we give our feelings space to breathe, they begin to soften on their own. The sadness doesn't stay stuck. The fear doesn't last forever. Everything moves when we stop trying to control it and begin to listen with love. This is where the mind and body meet, not in conflict, but in cooperation. The thoughts we carry shape the way our bodies feel. Harsh thoughts can weigh the body down. Gentle thoughts can lift it up. Healing begins when we shift the way we speak to ourselves, not just in moments of pain, but in everyday moments too. Speak to your heart as if it were your best friend. Speak to your body as if it were a sacred companion. The more love you offer inward, the more peace begins to grow outward. There is great power in choosing to trust your own rhythm. You may not always have clear answers, but you can always have compassion. You can always choose to respond to yourself with patience. And that choice, made again and again, becomes a beautiful practice. Each day, ask gently, what is the kindest thing I can do for myself today? Some days, it may be silence. Other days, movement. Sometimes it's simply reminding yourself that you are not alone. You are not broken. You are in conversation with something deeper than words. You are allowed to turn inward even when others don't understand. You are allowed to say no to noise and yes to your own peace. This is not selfish. This is sacred. The healing that lasts is the healing that begins from within. Trust yourself enough to listen, even when the world tells you not to. Trust your breath. Trust your body. Trust the quiet stirrings that say, this way, this moment, this truth. You are not lost. You are learning to listen again. When we release the need for others to understand, something beautiful happens. We begin to understand ourselves more deeply. So much of the pain we carry comes not from the hurt itself, but from the pressure to make it make sense to others, to explain, to justify, to prove we are doing it right. But healing is not a performance. It is not something that has to be witnessed to be real. It is not something that needs to be neat or pretty or quick. It is personal. It is intimate. It is yours. There comes a time when you must gently let go of needing approval, of trying to shape your journey so others will accept it. You do not need permission to feel what you feel. You do not need to fit your healing into anyone else's mold. The more you try to gain approval, the further you drift from your own truth. The moment you stop needing to be understood, you begin to understand yourself in a new way. That is freedom. That is peace. Sometimes we look outside ourselves for answers because we are afraid of being judged, misunderstood, or rejected. But approval from others cannot heal what needs your own love. Approval can come and go, but your own inner acceptance, that is lasting. That is what heals. Begin to offer yourself what you've been seeking. Offer yourself trust. Offer yourself grace. Offer yourself the compassion you've so freely given to others. This is how we begin to break old cycles. This is how we come home. Try this. The next time you feel the need to explain your healing, pause. Place your hand on your heart and say, I trust myself. I do not need to be understood to be whole. Feel the power in those words. Let them sink in. Let them wrap around the parts of you that have been waiting for permission. You don't need anyone else's eyes to see your worth. You don't need anyone else's words to name your progress. You are enough because you are, and that is more than enough. Healing becomes deeper when it is no longer about making others feel comfortable, when it becomes about honoring what feels true for you, when it becomes about showing up, even when no one is watching, even when no one claps. That's real healing, quiet, sacred, and strong. There will be times when you feel tempted to shrink, to silence your voice so others feel okay. But your healing is not about their comfort. It is about your liberation. The more you let go of the need for approval, the more space you create for joy. Not a loud, performative joy, but a quiet, steady joy that bubbles from within. A joy that says, I am allowed to be at peace, even if no one else understands. That is the kind of joy that heals not just the wounds you see, but the ones buried deep, the ones that have waited so long for you to stop looking outside and finally look within. In this space of self-approval, you will find rest. You will find strength. You will find that your own love is the medicine you've needed all along. Let your healing be yours. Let your truth be soft and real. Let go of needing it to look any certain way. You are the one who gets to define what it means to be whole, and that definition will grow and change with you as it should. And in those moments when the world feels heavy with expectations, return to yourself. Say softly, I am allowed to be exactly where I am. I do not need to prove my healing. I simply need to live it. This quiet confidence will carry you forward, step by step. No one else needs to understand your path for it to be valid. No one else needs to agree for it to be beautiful. Your journey is yours, and that is what makes it sacred. There are parts of the healing journey that no one sees, moments that feel still, moments that feel messy, moments that feel like nothing is happening at all. But these are not signs of failure. These are sacred pauses, times when the soul is working gently beneath the surface. Just as seeds do not sprout the moment they are planted, your healing needs space. And in that space, incredible things are happening. These hidden parts of the journey are not less important. In fact, they are where some of the most powerful shifts take place. When you sit in silence and let yourself feel, really feel, what you've been avoiding, that is healing. When you rest and give yourself grace instead of guilt, that is healing. When you admit you don't have all the answers and allow that to be okay, that is healing too. So often we look for visible signs of progress, but real growth often happens quietly, in the stillness of your breath, in the courage it takes to sit with discomfort without running, in the tears you shed when no one is there to catch them. These moments count. These moments matter. You are not doing it wrong just because your healing isn't loud. You are doing it right because you are showing up with honesty. Let the slow days be sacred. Let the moments of doubt be met with love. Instead of pushing through, allow yourself to be with what is. When pain arises, do not fight it. Sit beside it like an old friend. Ask what it wants to show you, not to judge it, not to fix it, but to listen. Because pain often holds messages that the mind cannot translate, but the heart understands. And once it is heard, it begins to soften. You are allowed to feel joy and sorrow in the same breath. Healing isn't about removing all sadness. It's about creating enough space inside for everything to be felt and held with care. There will be days when you smile through tears, when laughter rises through the ache. This too is part of healing. Not getting rid of feelings, but letting them pass through without resistance. Try this. When you feel overwhelmed, take a pen and a journal. Write down what your heart is carrying, not to make sense of it, but to let it out. Sometimes words need to find a place on paper before they can find peace inside. And if words don't come, just breathe. Let your breath become the voice. Let each exhale be a release. Let each inhale be a return to calm. This is how you heal. by creating a space inside that feels safe enough to welcome everything you are, the strong and the soft, the certain and the unsure, the peaceful and the hurting. All of you belongs, and all of you is healing. Every part of your journey is valid. Every quiet step is a celebration. So be gentle with yourself today. Let your healing be enough, even if it looks different than you imagined. Trust the process, even when you don't feel it. Love yourself, especially when it's hardest to. These are the hidden victories. These are the sacred moments. Let them be enough, because they are. And so are you. The voice inside sometimes can be harsh. It may have learned from the world around, words said long ago, judgments absorbed without choice, moments when love felt conditional. This voice can make you doubt yourself, question your worth, or rush through your healing. But it is not your true voice. Your true voice is gentle, kind, and full of compassion. It whispers, "You are safe, you are worthy, you are enough." Learning to hear this voice is one of the most loving gifts you can give yourself. When the inner critic speaks, it's important to remember that it's coming from a place of fear or old pain, not truth. It may say things like, "You're not healing fast enough," or "You should be stronger," but these are not facts. They are echoes of a past that no longer serves you. You have the power to choose different words. You have the power to respond with love. This rewiring takes time, but each kind thought you offer yourself rewires your mind and body toward peace. Try saying quietly, "I lovingly release all self-judgment. I replace it with acceptance and kindness." Feel the softness that arises when you speak to yourself as a friend would. This practice, repeated gently and often, shifts the whole way your body feels. Tension begins to melt. The heart opens a little wider. You begin to trust yourself more deeply. This is how healing moves from struggle into flow. Remember, the mind and body are partners. When the mind believes it is safe and loved, the body responds. It relaxes. It breathes easier. It lets go of old pains held tightly in muscles or cells. When you soften your thoughts, you soften your body. This is the mind-body connection working in your favor. It is a beautiful dance of healing happening quietly inside. Your body is a wise teacher. It never stops trying to help you. Sometimes aches, pains, or fatigue show up as messages, not punishments. They are your body's way of asking for care, rest, or attention. Instead of pushing these signals away or feeling frustrated, invite curiosity. Ask gently, "What is my body asking me to notice?" This moment of listening opens the door to deeper healing. Sometimes emotions hide in the body like a locked room waiting to be opened. Tension in the shoulders may hold worry. A heavy chest may carry grief. When you offer love and attention to these places, you invite release. Visualize your breath as a gentle wave, washing through the parts of you that need softness. Thank your body for its faithful work. It is your home, your friend, your sanctuary. Healing is not just about fixing what feels broken. It's about coming into a loving relationship with your whole self, mind, body, and spirit. Each day you can create small sacred moments where you pause, breathe, and say kind words to yourself. These moments become anchors, reminding you that healing is always possible, always present. Creating sacred space doesn't require special tools or time. It can be as simple as a deep breath before starting the day, a quiet moment to say, "I am safe, I am loved, I choose peace." a pause in the middle of busyness to place a hand on your heart and feel gratitude. These small rituals are powerful. They signal to your mind and body that you are cared for. They nurture your soul. Try to build a simple daily practice of kindness. Maybe it's writing one thing you appreciate about yourself in a journal. Maybe it's standing in front of a mirror and softly saying, "I love you. You are healing." These acts create a ripple effect. They build self-trust. They strengthen your connection to your own goodness. Over time, they become the foundation of a deeply healing life. Healing is always happening, even when it feels invisible. Sometimes, the most important work is simply being present with yourself. You are already healing now. In every breath, in every moment, you choose love over fear. Healing grows. Trust the unseen work taking place beneath the surface. Trust the divine timing of your journey. Know that you are supported by the universe, by your own inner strength, and by the loving presence within you. Even when the path feels uncertain, you are moving forward. You are becoming whole. You are reclaiming your peace. Let these words rest in your heart. Every breath renews me. Every moment holds healing. I am safe. I am loved. I am enough. Healing is not about perfection or quick fixes. It's about love, a love that is patient, gentle, and true. It's about accepting yourself exactly as you are and trusting the process. Your healing looks like you. It flows in your time, in your way. And that is more than enough. So today, embrace the sacred truth. No one else gets to define what healing looks like for you. That power belongs to your soul. That power belongs to your heart. When you choose to own your healing journey with kindness and courage, you create a life filled with peace and wholeness. Let this be your invitation to step into your own healing with trust. Let it be a quiet celebration of every step you have taken and every step yet to come. You are whole in your becoming. You are safe in your own timing. And above all, you are deeply loved. Repeat gently with me now. I am whole in my becoming. I am safe in my own timing. My healing is mine, and it is enough. Let these words fill you with warmth and hope. Let them remind you that your journey is perfect in its own way. Your healing is a gift. Your healing is a blessing, and you are exactly where you need to be. Let your heart rest in that truth today and always.